good evening and welcome to the Sky Spirit channel. How are we doing? I can see already that I've got my chat the wrong way round. Let me just stretch that across there. Yay, it worked. Okay, I can see people now. That's great. Oh, I can't see TikTok on the other side. Technical difficulties. I'm just no good at this. I can't find it altogether. Hang on. Right. There we go. I've got it back together. So there was a little gap with things happening on YouTube, and so I thought, do you know what? Rather than sitting here on a Saturday night getting ready to record an Ozzy Osbourne tarot reading, why not connect with real people and do a little impromptu. I can't remember how that's said. A live that wasn't planned. So I hope you can hear me okay. And I hope that you can see me okay. That would be a good start, wouldn't it? I can see some people in the chat. So good evening, KLG and Nithya and Roshan. Oh, and we've got a question already. What opportunities are coming your way, Roshan? Okay. Well, I'll go into that straight away and we'll have a look. But I'm going to do a little bit of astrology as well. But we'll just answer Roshan's question first. I thought what I'd do tonight is stop being so manic and rushing through everything, because I get faster and faster and faster as we go through the morning live, and it's wow, 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 wow. So I thought, do you know what? I should just sit back and just enjoy the journey tonight, seeing as it's just a little bit of an extra thing, and so we'll just see how it goes. So let me know if there is any. Oh, it says YouTube is not currently receiving data for this stream. That's very strange because I can see the chat. So maybe that's just wrong. So anyway, so I'm going to sit back and enjoy things and we'll just see how it goes. Good evening, Gavin. Thank you very much. It's nice to see you here. Brilliant. Right. Okay, Roshan, what opportunities are coming your way? Let's have a look. Right. Okay, so I get the feeling that there's been some disappointment. We've got the Knight of Cups reversed here, which is talking about something that you thought was going to take off, somebody that you thought was going to be important in your life, but it turns out that they sort of galloped in the opposite direction. It was it's a bit of a letdown. It's a bit of sort of something that didn't work out as you wanted it to work out, and there was lessons to be learned from that. That's your Eight of Pentacles energy coming in there. It's like there were steps to be taken to move away from a disappointment that happened in the past. So opportunities wise, I see you in a position where you're competing for something. It could be a job. It could be, let's take another card. Let's do a clarifier. Oh, interesting. Okay. We've got the Star here, Roshan. I hope I'm pronouncing your name okay. So it looks like you're competing for something, but I've also got, this is the Star is one of those cards where it's you just love. I love it when this comes out of the deck, because it's whoa, this is one of the best cards, and it's a card of hope, and it's a card of your dreams coming true. So I feel like you're going to be competing for something, whether that's a job or a position or some kind of competition, a prize or something like that. But it feels like you're going to be successful at it. And I feel like this is a new path. Now, if you think about the Star, it's it always reminds me of, Mary and Joseph, and oh, I've got my crucifix on tonight. Look. So it always reminds me of that sort of nativity setup where they're following the star, and the wise men follow the star, and they're sort of heading for that destination. And it's that sort of feeling. It's it's something that you've always wanted to do, but it's also, when I see the Star, my personal association when I read is your name in lights. Yeah. So it's you're recognized for doing that as well. So Roshan, put down this disappointment from the past and learn some lessons from it. You've got somewhere that you're meant to be. Something that is coming, that is unfolding for you. And it's something that you've always dreamed of, but I don't feel that it's just going to be sort of handed to you on a plate. It's probably going to be some hot competition in trying to achieve that, but it's looking good for you. I love that. Hello, Crystal. How are you doing? Okay, Rosa. Do you know, I should have put my glasses on because I can't see the questions. When will I find real love and happiness and success in a relationship and no more financial problems? Rosa, That is the million-dollar question, isn't it, that we all want to know. I will ask the cards for you. Now, when I read cards, I don't know what you believe, but I don't believe that the tarot work from a supernatural force. I believe that it's something that will in time be explained by science, and I think it might have a lot to do with telepathy. So I ask, when you ask a question, keep your mind blank, because what tends to happen is you'll get the answer that you're thinking in your head, okay? So it's quite important just to try to keep your mind blank when you ask. Okay, you can see my squinty face here trying to read what Rosa has said. Okay, Rosa, let us have a look what the cards have got for you. Sometimes they might give you an answer for a question that you didn't even ask. Sometimes it's like your guardian spirit is going, hello, I want to get this message through to you, or something like that, or the universe, or your higher self, however you want to see it. Right, Rosa, let's have a look, Rosa. Right, okay. Right, Rosa, I've got you in a position here where you've been through a really bit of a nightmare time. There's a lot of stress and anxiety there. That Nine of Swords is like a really worrying card in that it speaks of something you've been worrying at night. There's something that's been keeping you awake at night. There's something that's been worrying you. A sense of almost like existential fear, like sort of, you know, that deep worry and almost paranoia about stuff, really worrying about things. But Rosa, these are really good cards that I have for you that are attached from this, because when we see the 9, although it's a card of stress and anxiety, because it's a 9, it's almost at the completion of the suit of swords, which means that you're sort of going through it, going past it. All right. Now, particularly when we see it in context, because we always read tarot in context, not a single card, we've got, first of all, I'll draw your attention to this one. This is the 9 of Cups. Beautiful card. It's the wish card, all right? And when we see it like this way up, it's like your wish is going to come true. What you want from life is within your grasp, okay? But then we've got the Fool stepping in, and this is how you're going to achieve what you want. Now, the Fool is anything but foolish, okay? Apart from when he's that way up, and then he's a little bit foolish. When he's this way up, he is literally... okay, this is fearless. This is not being worried what people think. This is stepping forward. Look at him. He's got he travels light, tiny little bag on his back. That's it, okay? He goes with his companion. He steps off into the unknown on his travels. He is the spirit of freedom, of independence, of doing what the hell you want and sod everybody else, all right? The Fool is like a child, and he can be quite selfish, but in a good way. It's like he puts his effort into his adventure, all right? So, Rosa, this is the advice from these cards to you. It's like, leave this position, leave this behind. Leave this worry, leave this cycle of worry behind. You don't need to own that anymore. You can put it down, draw a line, cut the cords, walk forward, leave it alone, because you still have the capability of achieving what you've always wanted. But it's going to take bravery, and it's going to take the attitude of the Fool, which is just not worrying about the consequences, just going for it. Remember, life is too short to be the 9 of Swords, okay? Be the Fool at all times. Right, Pineapple, oh, I've missed your question. And I can't scroll up on TikTok. I'm not quite sure what to do. Let's see. No. Oh, hang on. That's just so Oh, Pineapple. Yes, I've got you. Please, may I have a card? Right. If you could see the screen that I'm looking at, you'd understand that it's really tricky, because I've got a screen covered in different windows and TikTok open on a different application window, and I can't really sort of maneuver around it. So we are going to try, okay, Pineapple. I forgot what your name was there, but it was something about pineapples. All right, so we're going to have a look for Pineapple. Right, okay, so, right, I have got the fact that you are not achieving something because you're not reaching out for help. Feels like there has been a position of loss with you, material loss or loss of something. You're moving away from it. But if you look at this card, what I'm talking about here is the Five of Pentacles. You see, these people have been cast out of their house and they're sort of going through a snowstorm. And this guy's even got a wooden leg, so he's in a bad way, okay? They're a bit chilly. And but what they're not noticing is this behind them. This on the original Rider-Waite deck is a stained glass window and there's a door there. It's actually supposed to be a church. Think about the time when these cards were illustrated to represent. The illustrator was trying to represent medieval sort of themes. The theme of a church is sanctuary. These people have their back to it. So they're in a position of loss, but they're not realizing that right behind them there is a source of help. Okay, now tying this with your Six of Wands reversed, it feels like you are in a perpetual cycle of not achieving what you want to achieve, not winning the battle, not getting what you want, because it's like you're not looking around you to see where this help is, to see where this extra sort of guidance is coming from. And it's right there. It's like, who is it you can turn to? Who is it that you can ask for advice, perhaps? Who is it that you can collaborate with, maybe? But there's somebody there that you can rely on, or something there that you can rely on, which at the moment you're not seeing. Now, this card also came out for the four of Major Arcana. The Major Arcana card number 4, I can't speak, 4, which is the Emperor reversed. Okay, now that's talking about being disempowered. I want to say demasculated, because it's like the Emperor is the ruler. Yeah, it is a very masculine energy. It's very much in charge of stuff. He builds things, he puts things right. All right, when he's upside down, teaming in with these two cards, it's like your power's been taken from you. Your ability to be in charge and to lead seems to have been sapped from you. There's something that is taking that power from you. The solution, because it's all right identifying these things, but what we really want is an answer and what to do about it. The solution is behind this door and through this window. It's in seeking change and help from somewhere that you're currently ignoring. So there's something that you need to look at there. Person with pineapple in their name that I can't quite remember. KLG, I don't know. There's not many people on TikTok at the moment, so you're okay here. There's only 7 people on TikTok, so we'll be alright. Right, okay. Gavin, what energy should I focus on to make the best decision for my future? What a fabulous question that is, Gavin. What a fabulous question that is. Let's have a look. Let's see. Gavin, what energy should I focus on to make the best decision for my future? Okay. Well, that's really interesting. Okay, so what we've got here, you need to, first of all, we'll address the Moon card because this is a Major Arcana card, Gav, and this is talking about you need to stop deluding yourself about something, okay? It feels like you're not living in the real world about something in particular at the moment, or things are going by in a dream state. It's like when you get that disconnect from reality and you're sort of living in the world of a dream where it's sort of just the days tick by and it's like you're not connecting with the realism of where you want to go, yeah? You're not truly thinking about your path. You're just allowing things to drift past a little bit. This is your Moon card. It's a card of self-delusion and things hidden and things that need to be brought to the forefront, okay? So they need to be addressed. It's like a kind of wake-up call, the Moon. It's like bring out of the moonlight what is in your mind and put it in the sunlight. Examine it for all its nuances, all its different sort of facets and things like that. Don't let it hide in that moonlight, because in the moonlight, things can look like slightly different, don't they? They sort of can look a bit sinister and things can be hidden. And so this talks about, and I'm going to tie this in with these cards because that's an ace, that's a page. These are beginnings. So it's like you're probably lying to yourself about starting something new, yeah? This card in particular, the Ace of Pentacles, is about new ventures, all right? See that hand coming through the clouds of confusion. That's like you being offered an opportunity, all right? But at the moment, your moon is not allowing you to see that, because you're sort of not quite sure in your mind what you want to do, and you're just letting it drift past in dream state, okay? But that opportunity's there. Now, I'm going to say this quite clearly, all right? Because that's the Page of Pentacles and that's the Ace of Pentacles. And those two cards together are talking about a work opportunity. Page of Pentacles is absolutely tying this to work. All right, new work, potentially work for yourself, maybe, potentially starting your own thing. All right, but the important card, the major card here, major arcana card, is the moon. It's about a dream state, and it's about waking up and making your plans in the sunlight. If that metaphor makes sense, it's like planning the sunlight, not in the moonlight. All right, you need to see things as they are, not allow them just to drift past. All right, but these two cards are awesome energy. Because your question, I tend to digress and not answer the blooming question, don't I? What energy should I focus on to make the best decision for my future? The energy you should focus on, Gavin, is new, and is like beginnings, new things. Page and Ace of Pentacles, it's starting something new, it's starting a new business, it's starting something completely different. So I hope that helps. Christo, when can I expect a true love? Do you mean like when, as in like days, weeks, months, years? That's really difficult to tell with the tarot, because, and if any tarot readers tell you that they can say that, then they're probably full of shizzle, because that's very difficult, and I never ever lie with the tarot, I've got to say that. So there are ways that you can sort of predict timings and things like that, but it's a bit controversial, to be honest, and I don't know. It's sort of, sometimes you can get an answer and sometimes it's more nuanced, we'll say. But no doubt we shall ask them anyway. So let's have a look. I'm hesitating there because I've got two decks on the table here, because I was doing Pythastro Tarot before, which actually I was using three decks at the same time. Right, Christo, when can I expect true love? Let's see what the cards say without me trying to rationalize and explain how they don't talk about timings, because my tarot cards have got a sense of humor. Right, okay. Well, this is an answer, but not an answer as such, all right? Okay, so what we've got, first of all, we've got the Nine of Wands. Now, this talks about somebody who's got their barriers up, who's got their walls up, all right? So what I'm interpreting these cards read in context, all right? Christo, you have walls up, you have got emotional baggage, and you're not letting people in, all right? Because this card here, the Knight of Pentacles reversed, this is like somebody who you could be your true love, but won't be, hence the reversal, because you've got barriers. You've been hurt in the past and you're sort of protecting yourself, not letting people in, not sort of putting yourself forward, not allowing things to happen. Now, the card that interests me about this is the Page of Swords, because this is somebody who moves forward. That sword, when we see clouds in the tarot, they talk about confusion, and you're cutting through the confusion here. So the message from these cards is, all right, we're not going to say when can I expect true love, but to find true love, you're going to have to drop those barriers, okay? The Nine of Wands is called the Wounded Soldier card, and it represents somebody who's been through a lot, who's fallen down a lot of holes, who's had to defend themselves, who's been hurt, and they come to put a wall around their heart, all right? Particularly in the context of you asking me that question about love. So this card is saying, before you can find love, you've got to first of all love yourself, and first of all focus on yourself and putting yourself in a better position and allowing yourself to be comfortable being a little bit vulnerable, because it can be difficult. Yeah, totally understand that. But this is a blockage. This knight, which would represent a suitor, that's such old-fashioned language, isn't it? I'm so old. But that, in old-fashioned language, a potential bloke, yeah, or woman, or other person, other gender, whatever. This is a person that is blocked from being with you. Yes, thank you, Christo. You're being defensive and not letting others in, and you don't know why. It's really difficult, isn't it, if you're not sure why? And you know, you've got to look back on patterns. Look for patterns in how you've been treated in the past and how that's made you feel. All right, because that actually, ding, that rings true as well, because the Page of Swords is also the knowledge seeker. That's also called the knowledge seeker card. So it's interesting that you've said that you don't know why you're acting like that, because that's the knowledge seeker. So why not start doing some work on yourself to work out why, to seek the knowledge of why you're acting like that, and then you might be able to clear that blockage. Yeah, work on that shadow part of yourself to clear that blockage. And then, because I read cards reversals as blockages, that energy will manifest for you and you'll be able to move forward. And this energy of a new person, it's like the law of attraction. Yeah, at the moment your law of attraction ain't attracting this person. Unblock what this Nine of Wands represents and you have this the other way around. Okay, potentially use your knowledge seeker Page of Swords energy to do that. Go and find out what it is that's making this, that's causing this blockage. Okay, this also talks about something new, moving forward to a new point in life as well. So it feels like things will change for you, but I think that you're being handed a challenge here. You're being handed a challenge to find out why it is that you do carry this Nine of Wands energy in relation to your question. Interesting. I hope that resonated with you, Crystal. I hope it did, and I hope it helps. I really do. Just, I've got a really dry throat. Just bear with me. Okay, Wench, I've just seen yours. Can you draw some cards for me? Can I start demon hunting? Oh my goodness, that sounds so awesome. Let me just give these cards an extra shuffle. You can't see what I do with these on the table, but I'm actually, every time I put them down, I'm like whoosh, chucking them across the table, and then I pick from them as well. So these are very good. Thank you very much, Wench. Awesome. Right, let's have a look. Okay, I'm getting hot. Every time I read tarot, I get boiling hot, and I don't know why. Might be the psychic energy just building up. Or it could just be menopause, but I don't think so. Right. Well, that's very interesting. These are deep cards, Wench, deep cards, okay? Because we've got you having experienced heartbreak in the past. Three of Swords is a pretty unpleasant card, all right? It talks about like a breakdown, like a heart that was torn in half, like a period of your life that caused you intense pain, like a period where you thought that you weren't going to get over it. Now, with this card being reversed, the good news is that this was in the past, and with it being a three, threes talk about changes. And I always think about the Three of Swords as like, it's a card, it's an energy where, yeah, you've had two swords piercing your heart. The third one, I always see it in my mind's eye as handed to you. And it's like, okay, now use that sword to move forward, to cut the ties with what hurt you and move forward. Now, interestingly, I've also got the Two of Swords for you, which talks about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's like stagnating. It's not knowing which way to go. Now, interestingly, tying this in with the question that you asked, because remember, we always read the cards contextually, but also in context with the question asked. We've got the moon above this lady. Now, the moon, when you see the moon in tarot, often it's about intuition. It's about following those gifts, following those developing psychic abilities, following gifts. And so these two swords could represent your potential sort of dilemma as to whether you should go down the route of that training as a demon hunter. And I think that this is a positive card for moving forward with that. And I also think this whole thing, because the third card that I've got for you is the Hanged Man. Now, the Hanged Man is about gathering wisdom, and it's about self-sacrifice, and it's about going through a period of sort of quietness, and you've taken a back seat, and you've taken time to sort of get over something in your life, and now's the time to move forward. Yeah, It's like the Hanged Man is the equivalent of Odin hanging upside down from the tree. So he's basically hanging around and meditating and drawing in knowledge and wisdom, accumulating wisdom to move forward. So it's like, but it's saying now is the time to make that decision, because that Two of Swords, look at that lady. She's got a blindfold on because she doesn't know which way to go, but that moon is helping her decide. And so with your question being about psychic abilities, and then with us having this card moving you away from a time when you felt so down and broken, and then this card about that accumulating wisdom, I would say that you should go forward with that. And I'd say that you've got a strong path and a strong sort of pointer that this is going in the right direction, because that Hanged Man card is really quite poignant with that question as well, okay, about the accumulation of knowledge and sort of mastery over that field, mastery over sort of esoteric things. So definitely go in that direction, and I see you moving away from this period where you felt this bad. But remember, the third sword is yours in your hand to cut the cords with what hurt you, and you don't look back, okay? Right, okay. Do we have any more questions? Christo, it resonated so well, so thank you. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Hi, Sunseas, how are you? Haven't heard from you for a while. I haven't seen you in the chat for a while because you used to come into the morning chat, didn't you? Yes, you can ask me about the job you've applied for. Right, let's just ask the cards. They want me to take those ones. Okay. Well, right. Interesting cards. Again, I always say that. I've got to stop saying interesting cards, all right? It feels like there's a big change, and it feels like you're letting go of something that's held you back. This is the Devil card here. This is about toxicity and you letting go. I'm reading these cards in context with your question, all right? It feels like you had a period where it was like the joy seemed to be sucked out of your life. We're associating this card with this card, all right? Toxic situation that sucked the joy out of your life. Now, what we've got with the Death card, Death is an awesome card, all right? Because it's about big changes and it's about moving forward and letting go of the past. So I feel like we can say goodbye to the Devil and the Three of Cups reverse little collaboration here, because that's something toxic sucking the joy out of your life, okay? Repeating cycle as well. And then we move on to the Death card, which is this transformation. Now I'm going to pull another card for you there. And we've got it moving quite fast, all right? We've got it moving quite fast. I feel like this is a... Let me just read what else you've written there. You've been working part-time. Yeah. I think this is going to move really fast, Sunseas. I think you're going to hear quite soon. And I feel like it's a big change for you, but it's one that is needed. I feel like it's something that is going to take a change of mindset for you, but it's like you need it. Yeah, you need a new start, and this feels like a new start for you. Hence we have the card of ultimate transformation, which is the Death card. Do you know, it always sort of bugs me when people go, oh, the Death card, but it's like, it's literally one of the best cards, because it's like, get rid of the old, change everything, and positively move on. So associating, look at that. That is in the past. Toxicity, sucking the joy out of your life. We go through a transformation and we move forward. Yeah. So these cards, read in context with your question about the job, say, yes, it's going to be a big change for you and you need a new start. So take it. Yeah. Okay. I like those. That sounds really good. I just love it when the cards have positive things to say, because it's not as easy when they don't have positive things to say. Because I will never, honestly, I'll always say what they actually say, but it can sometimes be difficult. Okay, right. So, I keep shuffling this deck. Well, maybe it's on change deck. I'm not quite sure. How are we doing on TikTok? I haven't seen much action on there, but we've only got 10 viewers. Like, do you know, when I used to schedule it on my phone, when I was doing the morning shows, it was like 400 views or something like that going on there. So it's like, you're very welcome, Sunseeds. It's like, how did this happen when I changed to doing it on the desktop? Suddenly there's nobody watching. But it's like, it is what it is, you know. It's a bit mad on TikTok anyway, isn't it, when there's that many people on. So, any more questions here? Let me just scroll up and have a look. Maybe everybody's just busy on this Saturday night. I can't see. You had certainly very... Okay, Michelle. I sent a serious message yesterday regarding Johnny Depp. Yesterday? Could you please resend it? I don't think I sent a message yesterday about Johnny Depp, Michelle. I don't think I did anything yesterday to do with Johnny Depp. You'll have to elaborate on that one, I'm afraid. So if you could type in what you mean, Michelle, I will come back to that. I'm just scrolling up to have a look to see if I can see any more questions. KLG and Schumann had a question. Yes, you can. Absolutely, you can. Right, and Schumann, of course you can ask for a reading. That's why we are here. And why has TikTok disappeared again? Come back for what it's worth. Sorry, I don't mean that to sound derogatory, TikTok, but it's like very quiet. What's going on with TikTok? Okay, Anshuman, yes, you can have a read. I am going to KLG's, but further up. Okay, I think I found it. This is the problem. There's a delay with what I see and what the chat is doing. So it's about, I think we timed it one day. It was like 17 seconds. So it's like there's a little bit of a delay, which makes everything that bit more complicated from this side. Doesn't take much to confuse me. Right. And Schumann, let us have a look. Right. Interesting cards. Oh God, I've said that again. I always say interesting cards. I've got to think of a new thing to say. It's like, you know, when you get in a habit of saying something, it's like interesting cards. There's got to be a new thing to say, like, oh, look at this. Right, so these interesting cards, Anshuman. Oh, I've just got TikTok again. Live restricted for some audiences. Your live contains themes that may be uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reason, alcohol, tobacco and drugs. What? This happened last time I went live on TikTok. How strange. How very odd. But I was using a Stella glass to drink Coke from last time. I thought that was why, but I'm not this time. Never mind. Okay, right. Anshuman. What we've got here are conflicting cards. We've got a dilemma on the books here because we've got one ace this way up. Okay, sorry, that was that way up. I've changed it around. We've got one ace this way up, the ace of wands, like the right way up, and then we've got the ace of swords upside down. Feels like you might be stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's like not knowing whether something's going to get off the ground or not. It feels like there's a lot of energy behind a new project or a new way of thinking, but there's also a lack of knowledge about it holding you back. So it feels like you need to do some research about something in order for it to move forward. You need to dig into something. There needs to be some background information sought out before you can achieve this Ace of Wands sort of energy, which is drive, inspiration, fire, moving forward. This card is like a card of virility. It's a card of fertility. It's a card of new ventures and new relationships and new things happening. But this card, upside down, the Ace of Swords, is like really it's like the opposite. It's like sort of things getting held up, things getting delayed, things like stumbling blocks. But with it being swords, it's like usually caused by a lack of information or a communication issue. So I feel like we've got like, you know, like when we talk about equal and opposing forces, feels like you're at a stalemate because you've got these two opposing forces going on. So what is the way out of this? And this is where we bring the third card in, which is the Page of Wands. Now, a page is about a beginning, but it can also be about seeking information and messages. The Page of Wands is an adventurer, and the Page of Wands takes the initiative and sort of goes on a mission to find out what's going on. So tie that, because we've got wands here and wands here. So it's like this page wants you to move forward, wants this project to get off the ground, wants this new start for you. But what is it that's holding you back? What is this Ace of Swords, this thing that isn't sort of letting you move forward into this energy? All right. It's a communication breakdown, or it's some information missing. It's some research that needs done. It's a you've just typed in the ads. I'm not sure what that means. Does that mean you've just seen ads? I don't know. So what we need you to do is seek for what it is that's holding you back. What is it? Like when I'm talking about swords and its communication, is it that there's some kind of question that's not answered? Some kind of question that remains unanswered that's holding you back from this moving forward with this new project thing. There's some kind of, the dots aren't joined. There's a disconnect somewhere between you and this moment. And I think this is us being given an idea of what it is. It's about communication. It's about information. Okay. Be the Page of Wands. Take the initiative, take your energy, and move forward and find out what that blockage is that's preventing you from achieving this new start, this new project, because that's a really good card. Okay. And Gavin, you've pinned a question on TikTok. Let me see if I can find it. And I cannot. Just bear with me. There's got to be an easier way of doing this. It really has. Nothing on TikTok. Gavin pinned. I can't see what you pinned, Gav. I don't know what you pinned. Okay. And Anshuman, another question. I'm just going to continue with yours for that one because I can't see any more. Will Zoya and I get into a relationship? All right. No, I'm going to say no. I'm sorry. But I always tell it like it is, because we've got somebody who's put a lot of work into something or a lot of emotional energy into something, and they're not getting the harvest that they want. Look at this man here. This is our cabbage man, we call him, because he looks like he is looking at his cabbages, because he's planted the seeds and then he's sort of waiting for them to grow so he can harvest. All right. When it's like this, it's like you've put energy into something and you're not getting it back. You're not receiving it back. And then we've got the Death card reversed, which talks about you need to put something to bed. Something needs to be dead to you. You need to move on from it. So it feels like exactly KLG. You've got the cabbage emoji on the go. I like that. So there's something, Anshuman, that needs put to bed. And I'm tying it with this, the question that you've just asked. I feel like you need to draw a line because it doesn't feel like you're getting... It's not reciprocated. There's no reciprocal energy coming back to you, and that's what those cards talk about. But we've also got the Three of Wands there, which is about making changes and moving forward. It's like expanding from where you are. So potentially, if you're not getting back from this relationship what you would like, all right, there might be another way of approaching it, or you and sort of putting it to bed as it is. Or you might just need to write it off entirely. But at the moment, it feels like the energy is saying you're not going to, it's not manifesting. It's not manifesting. These two cards like this aren't talking about you getting into a relationship with this person right now. All right. But there's new plans. You need to make new plans. You need to approach things in a different way. Okay. Right. Wench. I did see a question from you as well. And Gav, I don't know if you're, I can see your pinning questions on TikTok, but I can't see any of them. If you're watching on TikTok and you've got a burning question for me, come across to YouTube. It's you'll find me at Sky Spirit Creations, or just type in Sky Spirit and you'll probably find me like that as well. But it makes it a lot easier if you come across to YouTube, and then I'll be able to see your questions a lot easier. And the whole thing would be a lot easier, really, wouldn't it? Right, Wench, did I do the right thing by cutting off content with my family? Oh, bless you. Let's ask, Wench. Let's see. I don't know why I'm getting warning messages on TikTok again. That's crazy, because I got that last time as well. And I thought it was because I was drinking out of a Stella glass, even though there wasn't Stella in it. But it's done it to me tonight, just drinking out of a normal glass. So we just don't know. Right. Okay, Wench, did you make... I'm just going to do that again because I was talking, so I wasn't focusing. And this is a really important question for you, Wench. Yes, I think you did. Because what I've got here is the Ten of Swords, which is like a really harsh card, talks about a massive upheaval and a lot of unpleasantness, yeah? If you have a look at that, so some tarot readers say it's somebody getting stabbed in the back, which doesn't really make sense to me because it's somebody lying on their back and they're getting stabbed in the front. But it's, regardless, it's somebody who's got a hell of a lot of swords sticking in them, all right? And that's about pain, and that's about people hurting you. And then what I've got, moving from that, is I've got the Ace of Pentacles. Aces, new beginnings, new opportunity. Reading those cards in context is like when, and in context with your question, did you make the right decision? Yes, you did, because moving away from there has given you the opportunity to move forward. And then third card, we have actually pulled a clarifier for you as well, which was the Hanged Man with the Queen of Swords. So what we've got here is you taking control, okay? You becoming more empowered. It feels like these people put you down and made you feel less than you were, made you feel worthless. So moving away from them is giving you a new opportunity to find your crown again and to be the queen that you were supposed to be, yeah? To regain the sovereignty over your own life, regain control over your own life. And then I see for you again, do you know what? I've just realised we had this card, didn't we? When you asked before about the demon hunter thing, we got the Hanged Man, we got the accumulating wisdom, that meditator, and this has come out for you again. Out of a deck of 78 cards, Wench, and you get the same one twice. So you need to go away and research the Hanged Man, okay? It's all about wisdom. It's all about that sort of sacrificing to learn, okay? It's somebody who spends time alone building knowledge, puts their sort of feeling second to pulling like this wisdom, this ancient wisdom into them. So I feel like this is, I'm going to disassociate this from this, all right? Because I think that this is a clear message for you. This, yes, it was a good thing, and it's given you sovereignty and control back over your life. But I think this card has popped up. So remember, I pulled a clarifier as well. I think this is just an extra nudge about the question that you asked before, about should you like start doing the demon hunting thing. Because it's the same card as that question, I'm going to say that it's reiterating, it's strengthening, it's confirming what was said in that previous message. So that is really interesting. And I will use the interesting adjective this time because it is. So Wench, that's really cool. I like that. The Hanged Man, interesting card. Oh, stop saying interesting. Right, Pim named 24K. Looks like I'm going to Mexico and South America before I go to Europe. Woo! Will that cause delays on this journey? I keep getting enemies over. Will that cause... I'm not quite sure I understand the end part of that. Will we? We'll just have a look at the delays on the journey. I keep getting enemies over. I'm not quite sure what enemies over means. But we'll ask the tarot. Okay, and then I'll go to Zen after this. So, going to Mexico, South America, before I go to Europe, will that cause delays on this journey? I do think that you're going to have delays here because we've got two cards here which are the World and the Empress reversed, which are about sort of stilted energy, that Empress failing to manifest, failing to sort of get things done. I feel like it's not going to be an easy journey, and I do see that there's going to be delays. With the World being reversed, I feel like your travel plans might not go as you initially thought, because it feels a bit disruptive. It feels like what you planned as the end destination might change, and there does seem to be delays. There does seem to be this Empress reversed in particular. It's like it's about blocked energy. It's about not being able to manifest what you'd originally planned. Interest in the World comes up because it's often, even though it's got other meanings, it's sort of on a very superficial level can be associated with travel as well. So with it being upside down, it's like my tarot deck is going tick, tick, tick on my shoulder. Like I often think I ask a question and it's like the tarot are like, oh, how can we answer this? What's the best card to give a sort of trying to sort of, it's like a code. Yeah. So I feel like this is saying, yes, there's going to be delays. Now, the third card that I pulled for you is the Nine of Wands reversed. Now, I don't know what the end of your question was about, because you say I keep getting enemies over. I wasn't sure what that was about, but I'm thinking that this card might actually relate to that, because it's like I feel like you might have trust issues, or I feel like these enemies might be something that you are sort of thinking more about. Then it feels like you've identified enemies that perhaps aren't enemies, because this is a card of barriers and you're being asked to put your barriers down and to trust a little bit more and to put your faith more in other people. So if you were asking about enemies, unless that's a typo, I don't know, then this card would be saying, okay, you need to be more trusting. These people aren't enemies. Put your barriers down. It's time to allow people in a little bit more and to stop considering them in a negative way and to look for more of the benefits of the people around you, I think. So let me know if that resonates with you. I'm going to go to Zen now, and that's just moved off my screen. May I ask if there will be any changes in my life in the next 2 months? Zen, let's have a look. Wench, you're very welcome. Just going to give these an extra shuffle. Again, if you're on TikTok and you've got a burning question for me, you probably do good to come across to YouTube, because it is easier to see the questions. You'll find me at Sky Spirit Creations, or just type in Sky Spirit into YouTube and you should come across my channel, hopefully. Please subscribe while you're there. It doesn't cost you anything, takes a second, and it means the world to me. It means that I can spend my Saturday nights reading tarot online. Right, Zen, will there be any changes over the next 2 months? Well, that's interesting. We've got death on the books again. Now, do not flinch, because this is a great card for changes, all right? Now, I'm not shuffling these wrong here before you think, why does that card keep turning up? Like, I spread them across the table and then choose randomly, all right? So this is a card, the ultimate card of transformation. So it feels like there's going to be huge changes for you. Now, I feel like they might be a little bit destabilizing at first, okay? But it's because we have the Eight of Swords reversed here. This is talking about you making a prison for yourself. You've put yourself into a position where you've imprisoned yourself. It's like, this is a card that's about prisons of your own making, all right? This woman, have a look at that. She has a blindfold on and she's in a prison of swords, all right? She's basically put that blindfold on and then positioned the swords around her. So she's made her own prison. When it's upside down like that, this is an invitation. It's like Shed these things that are holding you back. Let go of this prison that you've made for yourself, because to embrace the change that's coming for you, this is huge transformation, this death card, all right? It's talking about shedding old ways and welcoming in new ways entirely, all right? And that is tied with that Eight of Swords, which is saying, okay, if you want to change, you're going to have to walk out of this prison that you've made for yourself. So there's going to have to be some things that are left behind. The death card is very often associated with cutting ties with things that should be dead to you, saying goodbye to stuff, moving forward. I always think of, when I see the death card, I always think of a forest fire. For some trees, it's devastating, but for some species of plants, they actually need the forest fire to sort of rejuvenate, and that's when they start to grow again. So, I feel like you need this change, but it could be quite hard to let go of these things that are holding you back, because, you know, we all get like, our behaviours get ingrained, don't they? We sort of get used to doing things in the same way, and it can be difficult. It can be, this card, destabilising to let go of these patterns of behaviour, I'd say. But it's time to do it. When you get a knock on the shoulder from the death card, doesn't mean that you're going to drop dead, I promise you. It means that it's time to put these things to bed and to cut ties with what it is that's holding you back. The prison that you've made for yourself, either by your repeated patterns of behaviour or toxic situations that you're involved with, or just sort of ways of thinking about yourself, limiting beliefs. When you're in a prison, you're very limited as to what you can do. But if you look at this card, this woman, the reason that she's blindfolded is that it's symbolic of the fact that there's a way out, there's a way right there in front of her, but she's got a blindfold on, so she's not even seeing it. So it asks you, with this card being upside down, it's like, right, you've got an invitation here. Take off the blindfold and walk out of the thing that's holding you back. Walk out of this prison and move forward. Embrace that death energy to kill off what is holding you back, yeah? To say goodbye to it. It might feel destabilizing at first, but you have to be brave at this point and step forward into that new future, okay? Interesting cards to get. Oh, I said it again. Like, the more I say it, the more I'm keep thinking I'm going to say it. We are in year 9 endings. Okay, Zen, that's really good. Yeah, to cut things out that no longer serve you. It's so important, and I think we just don't do it, do we? Because we get so used to doing the same things, don't we? I'm just reading the feedback from Pimp Name 24K. Good. I hope that works out for you. I think so. I'm not sure what the thing about the enemies was, but I hope that made some kind of sense, because I always think, right, don't try to interpret the cards, just say it as you see it, and it usually works out well doing it like that. So let's go back to TikTok and see if there's any questions on TikTok, and I don't think there is. I need to sort out TikTok because it's obviously not working in the way that it's supposed to work. Not to worry. And now I've lost it entirely. Hurrah. What time is it? We're coming up to the hour now. I think it's gone very quiet, so I think we'll probably call it a night for now. So thank you all for being with me. It's been brilliant to be here. Just a little ad hoc Saturday night. So I'm just reading the chat again and getting distracted there. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe to the channel, because then, and also put your notifications on, because then you will know when I'm going to go jump on and do a quick live like this, and you can ask questions. I'm also live on YouTube Monday, Wednesday and Friday mornings, 10:30 a.m. UK time. It's a great community in the chat, so you can join me there. So we're going to call it a night for now. So thanks for being here. It's been wonderful. Thank you to all my wonderful mods who are awesome. And I will see you next time. So stay weird.